we've got the hats. Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden and welcome to another Saturday coffee chat. On these Saturday videos, it's just a way for me to kind of update you all with any information that I have, anything that I have for sale, any news or anything like that about gardening in the gardening world, and then also answer some questions and comments from videos. So the most important thing this week is we have the hat for sale. So this is my gardening hat. I've been wearing this gardening hat for a couple years now. I have two of them. I am obsessed with it, and it's probably the question / comment I get the most is, what's your gardening hat? Where'd you get your gardening hat? Where's it from? And I try and answer everybody and send them to the right website. But of course, it's hard to continually keep answering that. So Courtney and I checked out to see if we could get these hats and sell them on the website, and we could, and we have them, and it's so exciting. I am so happy to be able to sell these because this is a hat that I really, really love. So I found this hat online because I am a member of the Big Head Club. I used to be embarrassed about it, but I don't really care anymore. So hats, when I go to the store and I try and buy hats that are normally marketed for women, they don't usually fit me. They don't fit me very well. And you know, that's okay. I went online and I searched sun hats for big heads, and I came across this website called Sun Grubbies, where you can buy hats and you can buy them in all different sizes, from like extra, extra small to extra, extra large. So you basically can measure the size of your head and find a hat. So I ended up choosing this hat. This is a unisex hat for men and women. It's called the El Ranchero hat. And I have just been obsessed ever since. It fits me perfectly. So we decided to sell them on the website, which is so exciting. We got two of the sizes, the two most common sizes, which are medium and large. So if you are a female and you go to the store and you try on hats and hats fit you well at the store, medium is going to be the size for you. If you are a female and you go to the store and you try on hats and they always seem a little snug, that you can, you know, they don't look good because they're a little snug on you. Or if you're a male, then the large is probably for you. And I wear a large, my mom wears a medium, and Courtney wears a medium. So yes, they're there. Very exciting. We are going to keep trying to get more. So if we sell out, don't worry, we are going to get more in stock. Just sign up for the notify me when back in stock. I think this company sells out a lot of their hats. So we already have orders in to get more in and more in. So make sure you hit the notify me button. And then if we get to a point where we can do pre-order, I'll let you know about that as well. So these are on the website, digplantwaterrepeat.com. The other thing that's on the website is we also got the recouped bags back in stock. So these are the beautiful bags, the upcycled bags from the company PNW Recouped. I met them at the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival. They have the cutest Bucci bag and they have the marketer bag. And the last time that we had them on the website, they sold out like that. So we got another order in, we have more. And if you want to get both at the same time, Courtney and I decided to do a free shipping special for the next week in celebration of the hat. And so if you spend over $100, we are going to do free shipping for United States. So you don't need a coupon code or anything like that. It will just automatically take it off during, you know, once you start checking out. So that is the big news for today. That is what is so exciting. I cannot wait to tell you. I've been wanting to tell you all week, but I figured wait for the coffee chat. Wait for the coffee chat. So the hat was the first and the main thing I wanted to tell you all for today's video. The second thing is that I wanted to talk to you all about the Proven Winners / Park Winners pop-up event next Saturday, which is very exciting. Tickets are already sold out, unfortunately, but hopefully I'll be able to have more of these. For those of you that are going, we are going to send out an email on Monday with all of the information that you need. How to get there, where to park, what to bring, what to expect, all that kind of stuff. But it is going to be so much fun. And for those of you who didn't get tickets, I will definitely make a video and show you all what we did during the day. The fun, you know, we're going to have like an incredible giveaway with all this fun stuff and swag bags. So hopefully it doesn't make you all have FOMO, but at least it'll be fun to watch and to see what we do. So that's next Saturday, the pop-up event, and I am super, super excited about it. Next, I wanted to talk about a new book that I am absolutely in love with. One of you sent me this book called Garden Wonderland. It's by Leslie Bennett and Julie Chai. And you said that you were friends with one of the authors and you thought that I would enjoy this book, and you were so right. This book is right up my alley. So the authors are from the Bay Area. I think one of them, I think Leslie Bennett is a landscape designer from Oakland, and then Julie Chai, she actually was the editor. She was an editor for Sunset Magazine and the editor of all the Florette books. So that should tell you kind of how beautiful this book is with all the pictures and everything. I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And do you see that arch? That's the rusted metal arch that I'm starting to put all over in my garden. So this book is a very California style book. It's a California landscape designer, and it is gorgeous. So for those of you who are looking for that kind of style and that kind of inspiration, check out this book. I'll try and find it on Amazon and link it down below. Thank you to whoever sent this to me. You were totally right, and I have completely enjoyed reading it. It has some really cool stuff because it talks about, you know, a lot of books sometimes just talk about like inspiration and what they've done. This author actually talks about like what plants to choose for a background plant, what plants to choose for like a specimen focal plant, what plants to choose for ground cover plants, how to mix them all together. It's really, really interesting. So I definitely recommend this book. So we got some really great comments and questions on videos this week. I have to say there was one video and I was just about like, I had tears in my eyes. The comments were so very sweet on the video. So I just want to say a huge thank you to you all for being so supportive. You guys are just amazing. So thank you. So Jason pulled these questions. These are actually questions that he thought I should answer on here. Yes, Jason pulled them for me. I love it. So the first one is, so I don't have the names of everybody on here. YouTube has changed it so you can only, like, you really only see the handle instead of the name. So I'm so sorry, I don't have your name, but here it is right here. It says, so beautiful, love your garden. This was about the shade garden, and said, what was the tip given to you about the shop vac? So this was in response to me dealing with cleaning out the fountains, and the tip that was given to me for the shop vac for the fountains is to get a shop vac and pull out the filter that's inside the shop vac, and then use that to suck out all the water that's in the fountain, so it's that much easier to clean. So we have a shop vac. It's just like a whatever Ryobi shop vac. We took out the filter, and then whenever we want to clean the fountains, we try and get most of the water out, or we let it evaporate. But then the very last bits that you can't get out, you just use the shop vac to suck it out, and it's incredible. And then you just pour the water out somewhere else. So one of you gave me that tip, you know, a year or two ago when I was at my last house. It was golden. So Karen asked, do you mind giving us a website to where you purchased your obelisk? And Karen is talking about my rusted metal obelisk that I put in my orchard garden. Just, it was the video that I was fixing my Rise Up Emberaze rose. And Karen, I actually didn't get that online. I don't know. I haven't found a place where you could get the rusted metal garden art online, but they're sold at so many garden centers. Like, I have seen them at so many garden centers around me. They're not rare. So just kind of look around you, find your garden center, maybe Google rusted metal trellis or rusted metal obelisk, and see if you can find a garden center near you that sells them. I feel like they're pretty common if you start looking for them. I was even up in Seattle, and I was at a garden center in Seattle, and I saw them in Seattle as well. So it's not just, I know it's not just near me. Okay, so I don't know if you all saw, but I was featured on a Martha Stewart gardening show. I think it's called Martha Gardening. And so there's a segment called Ask Martha where you can submit questions and Martha will answer your questions for you. So the publicist at Martha contacted me to see if I wanted to ask Martha a question. And I think it's because they know I know how to make videos. Like, they didn't come to me. I made that video and edited it and sent it in and all that kind of stuff. And so when they came to me and asked if I wanted to ask Martha a question, I said, oh, yeah, of course I do. So they asked me to write up a list of a couple questions that I might want to ask Martha. And then they picked one that they thought would be appropriate, I guess. And so that was the one that I did ask.
Time for Ask Martha.
Hi Martha, my name is Janey. I live in a hot, dry environment here in California, and I have to admit I get pretty jealous of all the beautiful spring blooms you have on the East Coast. I'd love to hear your recommendations on ways to bring a little bit more prettiness to my space. What plants could I plant for a pop of color while still being water conscious?
Hi Janey. Hi Janey. Hi Janey. Potted trees and potted flowers are a great way to add color to your garden in early spring. Ask your local nursery about...
And it was just like, I don't even want to say it was a life goal because it wasn't a life goal. I never even had that on my goal list, but it's just so much fun to hear Martha Stewart say my name. It's really, really fun. I want to make it my ringtone, but I don't totally know how to do that. So maybe I'll figure it out. So Amanda says, okay, please tell me where this show is so I can watch. Martha has a garden show streaming. Yes, it is on Roku. Her garden show is on Roku, and I think it just started like just a couple weeks ago. I'll try and find a link and I'll put it in the description down below. But yeah, she does. And then I know that she's going to start doing more things on her YouTube channel as well. So there was a question on whether my segment was going to be on her YouTube channel or on her Roku, and it ended up being on the Roku streaming, which is just cool regardless. So the video where I was sprucing up the front of the chicken coop right here, I was planting these pots, hanging this wreath. I showed a couple clips of a black potting bench that was right behind my office. And Penny asks, Janey, where did you get your dark planting bench that's behind your office? It's just what I've been looking for. And Penny, I made that. So way back when, at the very beginning of my channel, I actually did a video making that. It started off as gray. I had originally stained it gray because that matched my last property better. And then when we came here, I painted it black. So I'll link that video below, but just, it's not that good. It was way from the early days when I was just figuring out the editing and the filming and all that kind of stuff. But that was a DIY planting bench. It's just made out of 2x4s. It's so easy. You can do it, I promise. Vanitha asks, hi Janey, love your videos in your garden. I like the sun hat you're wearing. Where did you get it? Vanitha, I sell it on my website now, so go check it out at digplantwaterrepeat.com. Okay, so this one is about fertilizer. This is from Kathy. She says, Janey, I never see anyone measure out fertilizer, and I am wondering why not. I would think that too much would burn the plant. Your thoughts? I'm just being lazy, I guess, is what I want to say. I know the amounts. I know the amounts that they recommend, whether it's like tablespoons or whether it's like half a cup, full cup, or anything like that. So I think I've done it so many times that I've gotten used to how much it is. I used to measure it out when I would put, like rose fertilizer or all-purpose fertilizer. I used to measure it out. But you do it so many times and you put it in a little circle around the plant, you know what that circle kind of has to look like. And so I kind of just think of my handful as kind of like a half a cup and, give or take. So, I don't know, because they're slow release, Kathy, because it's slow release organic fertilizer, it's not going to burn the plant because it releases so slowly. So unless you like poured a whole bag on, which I don't think you would do, I think you're pretty safe. If you were using non-organic stuff, then I think that's where you run the risk. And when you use water soluble fertilizer, like the Proven Winners water soluble fertilizer, or if you use something like Miracle Grow, you can definitely burn your plants with that stuff. So that stuff I always measure out. The organic stuff or the slow release stuff, I don't bother. Today in the Garden says, hi Janey, your garden looks absolutely beautiful, but when you mentioned that you fertilize your plants weekly, I can't help and wonder how many packages / containers of fertilizers do you use in a week to maintain your plants looking so good, and how much money would that be? Same with rose fertilizer and all the extra stuff that you need to make the magic mix. How many rose bushes can you fertilize with a small bag of fertilizer like the one that you showed today? I wonder because I don't fertilize my garden and I want it to look full of blooms all the time, but I don't know how I could afford it. I'm also new to roses and trying to grow them. I hope you see my question. Have a great day. So thank you for that question. I think that that's a really good question, and it's I don't have a good answer for you that you're gonna like. So it is expensive. I don't use a full bucket of Proven Winners fertilizer. So basically 2 bags of fertilizer comes in 1 bucket of Proven Winners fertilizer, and I use 1 bag a week, which is insane. But you also have to remember, I work for Proven Winners, and it's my job to show off their plants and make them as beautiful as I possibly can. So they provide me with the fertilizer, so I don't have to pay for it. But I did pay for it before I worked for Proven Winners. And to me, I was living in a smaller property then, so I didn't need as much. But to me, it was worth it because I had invested in these plants, and they weren't cheap. You know, Proven Winners isn't the cheapest plant, and roses aren't the cheapest. And so I wanted to get my money's worth out of those plants. If you wanted to really save money, I would recommend doing the slow release fertilizer, because the slow release fertilizer is going to last a lot longer, and you'll only have to reapply that. If that's the only thing you use, you'll only have to reapply that 2, maybe 3 times a year. And then if you don't even want to do that, go for making your own compost. Make your own compost and then top dress all your plants with that, and that's going to give you some really, really great fertilizer as well. It's not going to be as intense as the synthetic man-made stuff. The synthetic stuff, like the Proven Winners soluble fertilizer, that is chemically made, that is man-made to make your plants bloom as fast as possible. Everything else, the organic stuff, the compost, it takes a while. It's better for your plants because it feeds the soil and all that kind of stuff, but you have to be a little bit more patient. So yes, it's expensive. Yes, I'm spoiled because I get it sent to me, but it is part of my job. There are cheaper options at big box stores if you can find those. Slow release fertilizer is going to be a little bit less expensive, like the Proven Winners continuous release plant food. You can use that instead. It's not going to be as good, but it's going to work. And then the cheapest option, I think, is making your own compost. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you, but gardening it's a lot more expensive than I had imagined. I remember when I started gardening, and I told Jason, it's such a cheap hobby. You just have to buy some seeds, and I already have soil in the backyard. And yeah, I was totally wrong. Okay, the next question that Jason got for me, this one, the name is cut off, so I'm really sorry. I'll put it on the screen. I printed it out. So, hi Janey, love what you've done to that area. The Aqua Pots Light, I went onto the Proven Winners website, and I only see them in bulk purchases. How do we purchase? So they're talking about the light right here. These pots are Aqua Pots Light. They have Aqua Pots inserts in them. They're like totally sold out, which is horrible. They're like super duper sold out. So what you can do is go onto the Proven Winners website and go for a store locator. Go to the store locator section and put in your zip code, and that should tell you where the providers are that sell Aqua Pots. I think that there's actually an option that you can say Aqua Pots, and you can see if they have any of the Aqua Pots Light. Proven Winners is having a real tough time keeping these in stock because they're selling so quickly, which is not a bad problem to have, right? But yeah, they're having a hard time keeping up with it, and with the Aqua Pots inserts. For those of you going to the pop-up next weekend, I have some for sale, and I have inserts for sale too. So sorry to rub that in everyone's faces, but just know that I have them for sale. So okay, the last question that I have for this week, this is from R Sand, and it says, question, what type of edging do you have against your walkways, and where did you buy it? I'm looking for some. It's beautiful. Thanks for sharing. So this again is the Edge Right edging. This is another company that I'm working with, and they have metal edging in 4-foot strips, which makes it really, really, really easy. So there's like little teeth at the bottom, and you basically hammer it in, and then there's little connector pieces. And so it's basically made for the DIYer, the people that want to install edging themselves, because the way that the professionals do it is that they get the big strips, like 20 feet long strips. And I mean, you can imagine those are going to be harder to install. So anyway, it's Edge Right, and I think you can get them off Amazon or off Home Depot. I think they're pretty easy to get, but so far I really, really like them. I think that they're great. All right, so that's going to be it for this week's coffee chat. Thank you all so much for spending your Saturday with me. I am now craving coffee, even though it's 5 o'clock at night. And if I drink coffee now, I'll be up all night. But I think it's like a Pavlov thing. When I answer questions and comments, suddenly I want a cup of coffee. So thank you all for submitting those. And again, the big news for this week is we have this hat for sale. We have the recouped bags for sale, the Bucci bag and the marketer bag. And again, we have the free shipping deal for the next week. So head over to my website, digplantwaterrepeat.com. Thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.